Hand clap, that was weak, brothers and sisters. That was still weak. Hand, oh, that was wonderful right there, brothers and sisters. Big up on yourself for definitely be the part of these vibrations on these Mystelics reaction. I appreciate every single one of you guys for dropping by. Say Mystelics, we are indeed in the building. My ears is still ringing, which is crazy. Hopefully I didn't make your ears ring as well. But I do appreciate every single one of you guys. Don't forget, brothers and sisters, to click the thumbs up button. And of course, with that steady right there, just click the thumbs up button. Listen to what I have to say and leave your thoughts in the comment box below. These are just my thoughts. What are your thoughts, brothers and sisters? So definitely leave your thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below as well. Brothers and sisters, subscribe if you've not done so. Click the bell after you subscribe, and then click also be notified when I drop my videos right there. And of course, helping this channel to grow further and further in that regard, brothers and sisters. So anyways, without further ado, let us get into vibrations for the day right there. And then, brothers and sisters, I remember that I actually met this individual from time to time, and he actually added me on Facebook, which was rather interesting. And I was wondering if this was a fake account or something. But we are seeing something very interesting right there. Legal action to reclaim the Dominica Labour Party by Mr. Matthew Walters right there. Outraged by what he describes as a blatant disregard for the DLP's constitution, Walter, former ambassador to Cuba, revealed that he was fully prepared to take legal action to reclaim the party's name and legacy. I was going to take it to court, and I was very, very serious about it, he said. I know he has been making a number of noise in this regard and saying, you know, they have been, you know, overtaken. Even SKERRIT, I remember one time saying that, you know, he's the leader of the Freedom Party, even though he's the leader of the DLP Party. It seems like he has made the DLP Party Freedom Party, you know, that's kind of... Anyways, brothers and sisters, you get a point right there. Anyways, Walters is saying, I was ready to challenge the ownership of the Dominica Labour Party in court, and I had already identified a lawyer to bring the matter to court, and then I would pull out the Dominica Labour Party from their grips right there. At the heart of Walter's frustration is what he perceives as violation or violating the party's core principles. Now, it seems like, based on what I'm reading from Walters, and I've stated this before, it seems like his main purpose is to save the DLP party, not necessarily Dominica. But it could be trying to save DLP from the tyranny that has happened to it, and then in turn try to bring the DLP party to a level where it will go back to the level of Rosie's ideology, Rosie Douglas' ideology right there. Could be, I don't know. Seems like he was also part of the very SKERRIT party right there. And he never said anything, apparently, until I guess he retired or till Ian took over his position of something of the sort and decided to come out. I don't know if that is the case. But, you know, we can just say that the connecting dots seem like that would be the case right there. Because he was in government for a long time. He was also part of the representative when it comes to the ambassadorship as well, under the very government. So you have to wonder, brothers and sisters, what exactly is really going on? Is he doing it for the love of country or just for the party that he believes has been sabotaged? At the heart of Walter's frustration, like I did before, he has what it perceives as violating the party's core principle. He believes that the party is not being fully utilized by its constitution and is instead being misused for personal political gain of those in charge. According to him, the current leadership is tearing the DLP, Dominica Labour Party, away from its foundational goals, eroding its identity and mission. The Dominica Labour Party has always been a grassroots political organization dedicated to supporting the less fortunate in this country, he said. However, the party's current trajectory is far from what its founders and past leaders envisioned or intended it to be. So he's more focused on the party. I understand that sentiment, but the question is it too late, Mr. Walters? Is it too late in that regard, brothers and sisters? Anyways, let's scroll back up to see what next. Who should replace SKERRIT, he's indicated. Is Walter the one to replace SKERRIT? Or does Walter want to have the chance so he can become Prime Minister? Kind of reminds me of Joshua Francis on the basis of that sentiment right there. Interesting, ain't it? I wouldn't say much in that regard. When asked who within the party he believes could challenge the Prime Minister for leadership, Walter was clear in his choice. Dr. Vincent, best we leave SKERRIT. Best we leave SKERRIT there. Vince Henderson has done absolutely nothing for his constituencies. They changed him out and they put him as an ambassador. He has done absolutely nothing as ambassadorship. How do I know that? The other ambassadors that tell me that. The other people that were surrounding him told me that. Even when the whole situation happened with Maria, he probably showed up for 1 or 2 meetings maximum. He showed up for 1 or 2 meetings as the ambassador of the country in the United States, brothers and sisters. And you think that that man is going to be the better for leader? Are you serious? I rather SKERRIT'S stay there than Vince come. You're crazy. You can tell somebody on the trajectory and the trajectory that will take based off their pathway. If you have done absolutely nothing for your constituencies when you were pal rep, done absolutely nothing as ambassadorship, you don't move it as a surrogate surrogate pal rep for Grand Bay, and done absolutely nothing for them. You want prime ministership? You're going to do everything. Well, it does yourself more crazy than I thought, man. Anyways, he said Dr. Vince Henderson, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and former Minister of Planning, Economic, blah, blah, blah. They have all kind of things. Vince is more rational person. By doing nothing, really? Vince is Vince. Some of them are kicks. That's all you know. He might be more rational, but he has a trajectory. He has a past of doing absolutely nothing. Correct me if I'm wrong, brothers and sisters. People from St. Joseph, let me know now, please. Vince is more rational person. They say he has stated, citing the numerous conversations that have convinced him of Henderson's capabilities to lead. So, wait a while. You see what I'm talking about, brothers and sisters? Citing the numerous conversations, not his doings of the past. I was going to use a big word, but I realize some little people, younger persons might be using these doings of the past. You're not looking at his records of the past to figure out if he can. You saying conversations? Some of you freak me out. Just like Kamala, you know, brothers and sisters. Why do people support Kamala? What has she done? What? What? Name it. Just tell me, please. What? Has she had jobs, employed anybody? What she was doing except for jailing a set of people who were using the substance, and then she admitted she was using it too, and then not just jailing them, you know, brothers and sisters, she was also extending their time in jail to be used for free and cheap labor. What has she done for anybody? Brothers and sisters, you have to look at the past of somebody to figure out how well that person is doing. If the person has been doing well in their past, you know, they have been doing jobs, creating jobs, employment, businesses that have been thriving. Some might fail, yes, but businesses have been thriving to the point where, you know, you can say you are situated and a well-respected business person, a well-respected teacher, a well-respected somebody. SKERRIT had none of that. And we expect competence from SKERRIT. Now, you're talking about Vince Henderson. I just telling you what I know, brothers and sisters. From what I know, I don't know Vince's record, but from what I've seen, knowing that individual, and from what others have told me about him, you must be crazy. However, Walter stressed that whoever succeeds SKERRIT will face an uphill battle. Of course, because SKERRIT has screwed up the economy, just like if Dr. Thompson Fontaine or Lennox Linton them come into power. They have a vast uphill battle. They have an eerie, boy, they have a tremendous uphill battle. We're talking about Elon Musk landing a spaceship, a rocket ship, a rocket, brothers and sisters, back on land, standing up. That is the kind of battle that the man have to face. You know how long that takes Elon Musk to do that? Gasa. So he's stressed about the uphill battles, brothers and sisters. In his view, the next leader must implement immediate and sweeping reforms. This includes developing a comprehensive housing policy, including improving the agriculture duty-free policies for farmers, enacting a Public Information Act and a robust anti-corruption act. But if you are participating in very corruption yourself, you mean to tell me you're going to then develop an anti-corruption? The man is with SKERRIT, them we. And SKERRIT is alleged to be the most corrupt leader in the Caribbean. And somehow you just think the person is going to change and just... Walters, are you serious? Nah, you're tripping, bro. The whole of the DLP administration need to disappear. For DLP to reform itself, everybody in DLP has to go. I should tell you how bad it is. Because when people getting extra salaries and they're telling you, oh, the economy is doing well, when they know that the economy is not doing well, BrBp's telling the people, oh, the economy is doing well, oh, things are fine, man, don't worry about that. When the people feeling the... So what you saying there don't make no sense. The former government minister isn't the only Labourite who believes that SKERRIT'S time as leader has run its course. Yeah, a lot of them believe so. I actually get some information from the very people themselves. They just know that they're making money. You say, Mystelics, but if the people not fighting for it, why should I fight for it? I getting my extra money. I'm making more money than I was ever making before. Why should I decide to go and fight and then they kick me out? And I dare say I fighting and the people themselves who want to fight. Why should I? So I agree with them. I agree with some of them, brothers and sisters. Why should they fight when the people refuse to fight for themselves? Or the people hiding. They want to hide. Very interesting, brothers and sisters. There is a growing sentiment with certain factions of the party that it is time for the Prime Minister to pass the baton to someone else. I mean, 20 years, 21 years, I think that is plenty, yeah? 21 years, 25 years, 2024 to 2004 to 2024, 20 years, brothers and sisters. Yes, brothers and sisters, they want to pass it on to somebody else. I think there needs to be a limitation, 2 term years, 2 term, and max. That's it. You come out there, let somebody else come in, because that, of course, stunts ideas, especially when the leader has a particular thing. You need to put that in place, brothers and sisters. SKERRIT is saying that they don't mind it being there, but they want to make it a regional thing. There's an excuse that he uses because, you can do it in Dominica, but you say, no, let the region do that instead. I don't understand what Dominica elections and the electoral reforms and what is stipulated for Dominica based on the constituencies to be enacted have to do with the rest of the Caribbean. I don't understand, but it's just excuses that you have to say to the people, One vocal supporter and delegate has even proposed handing over leadership to his wife. Bring back Vince. You say hand leadership to Melissa. Gravitating outward. Melissa. She said something. I can't remember the other thing. Melissa. Boy, how does he tell you? How does he tell you, Blues boy? Melissa. That I've been feeling to stop read that after you say that. I've been feeling to stop. On the other hand, other party supporters, such as this person who spoke to the Sun, still believe that SKERRIT has more to offer and remains. What more SKERRIT have to offer? Huh? Has more to offer and remains the best choice for leadership. This individual feel he has a few more years left as a party leader. What more could SKERRIT do? Further destroying Dominica? Huh? Some of our leaders just freak me out. What kind of... well, then again, you are proper thinking people. There's just talk foolishness in your head, brothers and sisters. SKERRIT response and future prospects. For his part, SKERRIT has stated that the DLP has 2 significant events coming up, starting with the National Council meeting on October 12th that passed already in Salibia. I have no idea what happened with that, but it passed, brothers and sisters, 10 days ago. This meeting is seen as a precursor to the Delegates Conference, which is set to take place in Vickers on November 10th. So after independence celebration, brothers and sisters. According to the leader of the DLP, all positions within the party, from the political leadership to other offices, are open for contestation. However, whether or not he will contest the leadership position remains to be seen. He will. He will, because when Matt asked him, do you plan to, are you interested? He said, I will leave that up to the people and whatnot. If you already tell the people. I don't understand SKERRIT, SKERRIT, you've been telling people. I even have a video, I think it's 2019, where you say you're going to bow out. Antigua News have it, where you say you're going to bow out. You come again and say you're going to bow out in 2025. When they ask you this month or last month, whichever it was, brothers and sisters, they ask you if you are interested to run. you want to pretend as if it's up to them when you have indicated that you want to bow out. Why didn't you just keep with the same rhetoric? Why didn't you just be consistent and stay with what you said? No, you're changing your mind again. I wonder why. Maybe because of the court case, you want to ensure you stay as a diplomat? I wonder. Very interesting stuff, brothers and sisters. So according to the leader of the DLP, all positions within the party, from political leadership, blah, 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 contests, SKERRIT has clarified that for him to be nominated, one of the constituents must put his name forward, and he must then consent to run. However, he has expressed the desire to keep party business within internal channels rather than discussing it publicly, including indicating that he will report his decision to the National Council in October before making formal announcements. Brothers and sisters, do you think SKERRIT is gonna go? Do you think SKERRIT is gonna leave? Do you think he's gonna leave, brothers and sisters? I mean, to the fact where Walter has decided to take them people to court to try to revamp, and then he talk about Vince Henderson, who was in the same corrupt leadership. Boy. And then they say Melissa. Or you have a guts, boy. Or you have a kind of a guts, boy. Anyways, brothers and sisters, this individual is indicating something rather interesting. This individual is saying, we appreciate your input, but isn't this the same person, I said this already, who likened AM to Jesus in Wesley? You were part of the problem and secured your entire family and retirement on our backs. You have to do better, Mr. Walters. I said that because I remember when Walters came back and he was making noise about that situation. That's very same sentiment I was saying, guys. He doesn't seem to be focused on the country. He seems to be focused on the leadership. That's what he seems to be focused on. And maybe probably wanting to have other people in charge, and then, the people in the background playing the background, while people leading and all they're doing is control the strings, doing things on their benefit, not for the people's benefit. Walters came in to try to save the DLP party, not to save Dominica. And then you talk about Vince Henderson. Well, he's there, you lose. I rather SKERRIT stay in power than Vince Henderson come. I rather Vince take over than Melissa. It doesn't seem like the prospect is good at all. The prospect is not good at all. Very interesting stuff. But Walters, after you secured yourself, now you want to fight. Now you want to fight for the betterment of the Dominica Labour Party, really? And in turn, Dominica, maybe, I don't know. Of course, brothers and sisters, we are Pastor Randy in the building yet again. And he has some interesting stuff that he wants to say as well. Let us take a listen. This is the first time I'm hearing this. So I saw a number of persons sharing this, so I want to take a listen to this as well. I did a previous video yesterday on that merit with, I think, another pastor, brothers and sisters. If you have not seen that, I'll post that link in the description, in the first comment, in the comment box below, guys, so you guys can check it out right there. Dr. Randy Rodney.
See, they're going up for election. Say, but that's not for you. But you want those that are unsafe to give their heart to Christ. Others say they're going up for election. Say, but that's not for you. But you want those that are
Is he going up for elections? Is that what he's saying?
Unsafe to give their heart to Christ. What an oxymoron.
Yep. Very interesting.
And the people.
And you should. I think he should go up for real.
But you want those that are unsafe to give their heart to Christ. What an oxymoron.
Very interesting indeed.
And the people, strong and healthy, what? Full of what?
Godly, reverent prayer.
Today's rally was planned to give public voice to what the church believes. I'm really happy that we are beginning to give a public voice to what the church believes. I sat there and I told myself, brethren, we need to do that every 2 months or every quarter.
Every week. Every week. Well, let's not exaggerate, but you get the point. Often enough.
Can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
And the eyes have it. We need to declare what the church believes and stands for. And reiterate that the church is a non-sectarian organization.
Facts.
But hear me well. The church is a godly partisan organization.
Yep. So anything when it comes down to the political arena that is anti-God, the church should never stand for it. Simple. It has nothing to do with you, what you say, your beliefs, and this kind of things. I was having an argument yesterday on a particular topic. And I tell the person, what I feel is totally different from what I will say, you know. Because what I feel has no merit to objective reality. My feelings that I feel on certain things, I must be wise enough to realize that my feelings do not matter. It is objective reality and my response to objective reality that truly matters. I can believe that I am in the air right now, brothers and sisters, and I feel maybe I smoke a thing or something, brothers and sisters. I feel like I'm flying high like a kite, man. In the manga of Portsmouth. You know, I kite in the manga of Portsmouth. Bare wind on your back. You know, I fly, man. I can believe that. I feel that, brothers and sisters. But unless I come to reality and realize that I'm not on a kite, I'm actually on a chair in a room, nothing I feel will change that. I think people need to understand what is fact and fiction. Facts can change sometimes. What is reality and what is fiction, brothers and sisters? Because facts is present information that you've received that counteracts previous one. Just like people believe back in the day the world was flat, and then more information came out and told them that that is not the case, especially when everybody was able to connect with each other from the North Pole to the South Pole. So, you know, the world is not flat based on actual facts and evidence that is presented right there. So, it's not what you feel, brothers and sisters, it's what reality dictates. Just like when people supporting SKERRIT'S and say, oh, I hope for betterment, and you're hoping for 20 years. They call that insanity. I was actually talking to an individual 2 days ago on that same thing. And he's saying, the people of Dominica, something is wrong with them. And he gave me the philosophy of Einstein. Where you do something, the same, you do the same action hoping for a different result. And he said, that's a fool. His exact words were, that's a fool. Not insanity. He said, that's a fool. Because you're hoping for something to change, brothers and sisters. I remember a particular individual told me that they finally have the opportunity to right their wrongs. And I think that was in 2014 when he told me that. They finally have the opportunity to right their wrongs. And they have made it far worse than 2014. But he still supports these people.
In other words, the church have one party.
One
Say
party.
yes, Pastor.
Yes, Pastor.
The church have one party.
I bring it all into church today.
We all must belong to the party of Jesus Christ. It is a partisan organization because it must choose a side.
Yep. It must.
The church cannot be neutral. Once upon a time, as a gospel person, I used to know a hymn that sang, neutral you cannot be. One day your heart will be asking, what will you do with me? The church can't be neutral.
Facts.
We must choose a side. I said we must choose a side.
Facts.
I said we must choose a side.
Just like people, even if some people want to believe in church, I know some of you believe in church and thing. But the fact that you think that if you choose not to vote, that somehow it's not going to affect you, you must choose a side. To have any meaning at all, you must choose a side. It do have all them people going to inside who can vote. I've heard thousands, well not a thousand, a few hundred people saying that. Probably I wouldn't be exaggerating if it's actually 1,000 and more. Because I've spoken to a lot of people when it comes to this situation. But Mystelics, what I voting for now, them man win again. Mystelics, what I voting for. You know them man rigging this spot, what I doing now. Can you imagine if the thousands of people are saying that were actually voting? Can you believe the kind of trajectory change that would have happened? But they have allowed them to believe that their votes doesn't matter. In a democracy that is on the basis of majority. This is not a constitutional republic, brothers and sisters. This is on the basis of majority when it comes down to Dominica's election.
If you are a godly man and a godly woman, you have to choose a side. You can't be LGBTQ plus.
I don't understand this thing there. I don't understand this thing there. Kamala supporters. Kamala supporters, boy. How on earth you can say you love ya and supporting Mamzelle? How? Brothers and sisters, something I noticed when I look at Facebook, it even have LBGT, them people, pastors, we. It have a partner that was a man, and the man go and marry another man and think that is good in the sight of Yahweh. Boy, God have pity on mankind, boy. You see how God destroys Sodom and Gomorrah? You see how he send down fire? Boy, God, he must have vexed, I tell you, to be sending fire. You know, fire be from the earth, to be sending fire from heaven to burn. Boy. Yes, Lord.
Plus. It means that you confuse and you're in between. You have to choose a side.
You have to.
Let me state from the onset that we are fully aware of the global move, and you heard all the people speak to you about it.
Yep.
We no longer have a church that's ignorant, and if your pastor is that ignorant, ask him to come to our sessions. We will give you the information. That's why we have the meetings and we call you. Some of you not coming.
And the thing is, brothers and sisters, with this thing, ignorance is bliss. When you're ignorant of something and you choose not to learn, that is on your merit. That is on your fault. That is fully your responsibility. I was just having a conversation with an individual earlier on today about that. I say, when you choose to remain ignorant, because you say you're not in politics, you're not in this business day, you're not in that, and you choose to support somebody on your level of ignorance, brothers and sisters, that is where the world will falter. When people choose to be ignorant and they're making moves on ignorance to then scrub the lives of others who are not ignorant. Can you imagine a world where the news is just pushing falsehoods and you don't do no research, but because the news say it, you believe it, and that's it, and then you're making your decisions on what the news say. And reality is totally different from what the news is saying. Remember the Rona situation. Brothers and sisters, that is something that will be etched in my memory forever. Because when I started doing my research, brothers and sisters, and I'm very good at research, I do these things, and I went out, I found out all the information on the Rona situation. And I presented it. YouTube delete all my videos to the point where I had to delete my channel because they were taking out these videos and striking you and all those kind of things there. That's what they were doing, brothers and sisters, back in the day. I had all the information. And all the information I have today is true. It's true. Brothers and sisters, sometimes when I do my reactions, I ask questions on the matter of things. But when you do the research and you find out certain things and you find, but A plus B is not equal. Not A plus B, not bond that. 1 plus 2 is not equaling to 3. The news is saying 1 plus 2 equals to 7. But you're checking that not making sense because mathematically that is not accurate at all. There's no 1x plus 2 is 3, brothers and sisters. 1 plus 2 is 3. And the news telling you is 7. So when it's not making sense in reality, brothers and sisters, I don't believe in it. And they were deleting all our videos. The people who come out with the degrees and all those people there come in and tell us, oh, this is not true. And what we're saying is not true. And what they're saying is true. Only to find out, brothers and sisters, do you know the amount of class action lawsuits that is taking place right now? Because they found out that they were lied to. Obama not protect the media. That's why the media not getting sued for that. But, the amount of lawsuits that is coming up because of that situation. When doctors who were with degrees coming up, they were fighting with me on Facebook, Gaza, people was fighting me on Facebook. How could I say this? What I do all those kind of things that people talking. There's one particular student doctor that checking, he knows more about medical than me, and you know those kind of things there. I say you might know more medical than me, but I'm more common sense than you. Because when you're looking at the situation and you're looking at that, you don't adding up. How do you know what he's saying is true? Have you done the research? No. I have done the research. Actually linked up to some of the doctors who are doing research on the autopsies. That's hard, boy. This is why they know it's spreading. This is why I was telling people, yo, you guys need to get this stuff to get it out of your body. If you took the injection, you need to get it out of your body. Brothers and sisters, sometimes this thing takes 10 years for it to fully materialize and engulf your body. And then how you get sick, you eating all. Don't listen to me still. Anyways, these people who knew better came and lied to the public. Just like how some of these people will come and lie to you. But because they are ministers, you believe them. Oh, the ministers doesn't lie. Okay. The president and the prime minister and even church, you know, they doesn't lie to you. Because there are some church pastors that would say, Mystelics, how can you saying this thing? Or you can be saying that. But what is that? Me, I have my brains. And I don't know if the injection do something to all you. But I still have my good head up there. Anyway, let's continue.
Because we want you to be educated. You need to know what's happening around you. I don't have the time for that, but I'll gloss over it. There is a pact that our government signed on the 22nd of September.
They were warned. Oh. They were warned not to sign it. SKERRIT come and they were asking SKERRIT about that thing. He say, oh, this is not that. This is not that. They were hiding the terms under a particular term, brothers and sisters. They're hiding the anti-man term under a particular term. And then SKERRIT will come and say, oh, it's not inside there. And then he signed the document on behalf of the Dominican people. Boy, I tell you.
Just gone at the UN. They just signed another pact on the 22nd of December at the UN.
That is what
I read all the pages. And here's the problem with that.
By the way, guys, some of you might be wondering, what is the word? The word is pluralism. Pluralism. That is the word that they were using in the book, in the contract.
The problem with that is
the agreement.
Always the source document. Do you know whereas churches and church organizations were not invited to contribute to that pact? Do you know that the LGBTQ movement had a strong representation at the UN in September?
Yep. Because there's an agenda at hand. And that agenda at hand is not in the UN only, you know, brothers and sisters. This is why I'm talking about Kamala so much. They are pushing that agenda. You forget what they did in the White House, brothers and sisters? Yeah, they set a rainbow stuff in the White House for the very first time in a country that says, in God we trust. Very interesting. And then they're doing things that is completely anti-God. That is crazy to me, brothers and sisters. I don't know
want to know some of the things that have been agreed to there, which is what is called the UN Pact for the Future.
And Dominica has signed into that and cannot come out from it for the next 20 years. SKERRIT signed that. This is why it's important to have competent leaders, brothers and sisters. Without competent leaders, we are doomed. We are doomed to utter irrevocable chaos. So, I just had to point this out right there. So this was sent to me, brothers and sisters. I did a previous one yesterday. You guys can definitely check that out right there in the first comment in the comment box, you guys. It's very interesting to see the trajectory of the world. But it seems like people, I can feel people sometimes, and I tell you, some people believe that nothing is happening. Oh, it's just conspiracies and all these things there. But apparently every single one so far has turned out to be true. Every single one of them. So it seems, I remember the great books were saying they will turn the truth into a lie and lie into a truth. Isn't that what is happening today? They call the truth conspiracies. And what they claim to be truth is bare lies, brothers and sisters. But because they're saying it, then people believe. If the Rona situation didn't teach all you nothing, well, nothing will it? Nothing. Everything the media said, everything about this, the injection and how safe it is and efficacy, and the F partner come and say, oh, everything is fine if you take it, you won't get it, and then everything they said was a lie. All in hopes of buying as much time as they can. They don't care who go jail once their mission is accomplished. They made sure that they buy, and this is one of the reasons why they don't want Trump in power, because with the whole island thing, if you know the Ep Island thing, you know what I'm talking about, because this that will come out and expose everybody. Brothers and sisters, sorry about that. My camera just my camera just go off there. But all you get the point, brothers and sisters. All you get the point. So with that said right there, brothers and sisters, I'm gonna end this thing. Hopefully you guys understand it. Today's Wednesday, festival time and what have you, brothers and sisters. Hopefully you guys enjoy yourself, but keep in mind the priorities, brothers and sisters. The priorities is very important. Anyways, with all that said right there, humans, wake up, open your eyes, and look at reality for what it's presenting to you. Some of you believe nothing is happening because you think ignorance and not knowing somehow going to make things disappear. Just like some people will say, Mystelics, are they watching your video again? Some of them are watching it, But they believe if they don't watch it, that means the video not there for others to watch it. I just decided to use that example right there. That just pop up in my head right there. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. And with that said right there, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Remember, guys, be real. Salute the king always. Be positive.